Do you have a hard time getting out of bed every morning? Well, I don't, so today I'm going to teach you how to be more like me and less like you. No, I'm joking. I still struggle once in a while to get out of the bed myself. But after implementing these 5 simple tips, I'm a lot better at it. To be honest, I would never have thought to myself that I would just be able to sprint out of the bed in the morning. But after learning these 5 tips, I can proudly say I'm now a morning person. And it is just awesome. Now, before we even start, the first thing you want to do to get out of bed easier is find your reason. Why is it that you want to wake up earlier? Maybe it's because you want to have more time to yourself during the day. Maybe it's because you find that you're more productive in the morning. Or maybe it's because you found out you have a lot of work to get done and you want to free up your evenings to have more time with friends and family. For me, one of the reasons I wanted to wake up earlier is because I wanted to have more time to do the fun things that I love in life, especially with my friends. Let's take this channel for example. In order to get myself ready, I had to decide to write at least 40 scripts to be 100% ready for the day I launched the channel. And, to keep it consistent, I split those 40 scripts into 1 month, and I decided that every day I'm going to write at least 1 to 2 scripts. Because I work at a full-time job, the only time that I can write is during the nights. And writing 1 script can take me anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. That's a lot of time. And if I tried to write during the day, there is no way I would be able to get it done. Or meet up with my friends when I decided to. Oh, and believe me, when your friends are going to meet up and they call you to come and you're like, oh, I have this thing that I need to finish. Oh, I got this thing that I need to get done. Believe me, even though it's 100% true, it gets old pretty quick, and your friends eventually might stop calling you. Now, to be honest, my friends aren't like that. They never stop calling me and they never stop supporting me. But that's just my friends. They are what's called the 1%ers. Damn, have I got you interested in another thing now? Well, that's a video for another time. But back to our topic. Even though you have people that are going to support you, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're constantly losing things because you meet up with your friends. They're not the only ones who benefit from that. You do too. You get to have fun, laugh, learn, and make some good damn memories. So you need to find your own reason for waking up earlier. And once you do, you can follow these 5 tips to make the process easier. Tip number 1. Don't use your phone as an alarm clock. This is bad for many reasons, but the main one is that when you wake up in the morning, you're holding up your phone. And what's in your hand? A distraction device. It's got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or whatever the hell you do on your phone. Now, we're not going to talk about all the negative things about using your phone when you wake up because this would make the video 4 times longer. But let's just say this. It will not help you with sprinting out of bed, now will it? The second reason is that if you're using your phone as an alarm clock, there is a high chance you're using it before you sleep. And studies show that this is a significant contributor to a lack of quality in your sleep. Now, the solution to that is to move your charger and your phone to the other corner of the room, or better yet, move them to another room. And I know this sounds weird and absurd, such a thing these days, but believe me, it will pay off. Now, what you want to do instead is buy a regular alarm clock, which you can find anywhere basically for very cheap, like $15 or $20. You can get a super sexy alarm clock with very good quality. And you know what? I bet it'll even make your room look better. Tip number 2. You want to wake up the same time every morning. And yes, even on the weekends. Because you want to create your own sleep rhythms. Your body loves that. And if it's consistent, when your body knows it's time to wake up, it will give you the energy you need. But if your sleeping schedule is very messy and all over the place, then your body will have no idea when it needs to wake up, and what you will do next is, your guess. And oftentimes we miss the mark, which is probably why you feel like crap in the morning. Now, in my experience, getting a fixed wake-up time takes about a week to 2 weeks to get used to. When you start this process, you might feel like your body doesn't give you enough time and energy. But after a week or 2, your body will get used to it and everything will be much easier. Tip number 3. Never set multiple alarms. You might think that when you set multiple alarms, then what you do is create a safety net that makes sure you wake up. But most people use that as an excuse to just stay in bed until they reach the 4th or 5th alarm. When you set multiple alarms, you subconsciously give yourself permission to sleep past the first and second alarm and more. So, you need to train yourself to respond properly to the first alarm, because there is no second alarm, and if there is no second alarm, now you have a procedure. Speaking about procedures, let's jump to tip number 4. Tip number 4. Have a plan when you get out of bed. One of the main reasons that I used to stay in bed, especially on the weekends, is because I really didn't have a reason to get out of bed. I probably had something to do, but it just didn't have to be done by the morning, so I figured, why don't I just do it later? Well, if you can relate to this, then you need a morning system. It can be as easy as waking up, brushing your teeth, and pushing the button on the coffee machine. By the way, it's not that I recommend people drink coffee every day. I just know that that's a very common thing that people do during their morning routines. But you gotta get it locked in, and that's it. When the alarm goes off, this is what you're gonna do. Now, tip number 5, our last tip, prepare your day the night before. You want to make it as easy as possible to wake up in the morning and jump out of the bed. You can prepare what you're going to wear the next day, and you can make sure you decide what you're going to do when you wake up. Like for me, when I wake up early tomorrow, I know that I'm already going to write a script about places to go on your first date when it's raining. You can already decide what you're going to eat for breakfast, and you can also make sure that you have all the ingredients in the refrigerator. All these things are helping you to do stuff better. And when you wake up and you know what you're going to do, it's way easier to get up and maintain a routine. So, if you follow these 5 tips that I just gave you, I guarantee that getting out of bed will be much easier for you. And who knows, maybe you'll find out that waking up earlier in the morning might not be so bad. So that concludes today's video. If you guys enjoyed this one, I'm sure you know what you need to do. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope that by now you're at least smarter by an inch.